Hey everyone, let's continue with Block 4, Topic 3, Lesson 1. In 2005, a service provided translators for 80 languages. Now the service provides translators for 120 languages. What is the percent of change in the number of languages? So I'm going to go ahead and go back and underline the important information. I know that in 2005, translators were provided for 80 languages. However, now there are translators for 120 languages. I want to give you a minute to see if you can solve this on your own. Then we'll solve it together. One thing I noticed is that we started with 80 languages and we ended at 120 languages. That tells me that the number of languages increased, so we're looking for a percent of increase. If you remember from yesterday, in order to find the percent of increase, we need to figure out how much change occurred and compare that in a fraction form to the initial value. All right, so my initial value, would that be 80 or 120? The initial value is 80 because that is how many we started with. So at the bottom of my fraction, I'm going to go ahead and write 80. Now it's time to determine the change in the number of languages that were translated. To determine that change, what operation do we use? We subtract the two values to determine the amount of change. So I'm going to write down 120 minus 80. Let's go ahead and punch that into your calculator if necessary. I got 40. That now becomes our numerator. Our next step is to change this fraction into a decimal. To do that, we need to do what operation first? What does this fraction bar represent? That's correct. We need to divide 40 divided by 80. And I'm typing it into my calculator. You do the same. That gives us a decimal. What is our next step to change this decimal into a percent? Multiply by 100 is correct. And we get 50%. So our percent of increase is 50%. We are now done with number 3.